Hi, this is Yona from Field Teen Center, here to tell you why you should read The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie Oh, which is a beautiful retelling of a Korean folk story full of magic and romance. I listened to it as an audiobook on the Libby app. Axie Oh has written other YA novels, but they're really different from this one. Her previous work is more rom-com-y K-drama type stories set in modern times, and this one is not. It is really steeped in Korean culture, but it's set in a much earlier time, and it's a folk tale, which means there are magical birds and dragons and red strings of fate. So totally different experiences. I feel like you will enjoy The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea if you liked Pixar's Coco, or if you've read The Forest of Stolen Girls by June He. If you haven't, I highly recommend that one as well. Our story begins in a small fishing village that is besieged by storms, and every year the villagers nominate a girl who is beautiful or talented or both, and they send her off to become a bride to the sea god, which means they dump her over the side of a boat. Mina, our protagonist, has not been chosen to be the sea god's bride, but her brother's beloved has. So she follows her brother who followed the girl, and Mina is looking at the two of them and she's like, they deserve to be together. Also, my dumb brother's gonna get himself killed over this. So she makes the executive decision to nominate herself the bride of the sea god and shove the other girl out of the way, and she jumps off the boat. That's chapter 1. So we just jump right into things. The story definitely doesn't waste a lot of time getting into the action. When she first arrives in this palace underneath the sea, she has this red string of fate that connects her hand to the sea god, signifying their bond and potential romance. Except almost immediately, someone else swoops in and cuts that string. So the question is, how is she supposed to fulfill her promise to her people and be a bride to the sea god, and in doing so lift his curse so that no more girls have to be sacrificed? How is she going to do that if this red string of fate between them has been cut? Well, it turns out that the sea god's curse is a little more complicated than she had initially suspected. And not only is there no one else who is interested in trying to solve this puzzle, there are several powers in this world who would love to see the sea god overthrown. So they have no interest in breaking his curse, and if anything, they want him dead, and Mina as well. And we meet a string of different characters, but they all link back into the plot really smoothly, and each one gets space throughout the story for Mina to get to know them and to learn that they each have multiple sides to their personalities, and that there's a reason for them getting involved in her life. Because fate is a really big theme in this book. This is one of those stories where in the first hour or so of the audiobook, which is probably the first 50 pages, I was like, okay. But the more I listened, I got really invested, and that doesn't always happen for me. Usually if I'm not into the story in the first 50 pages, I'm not going to be. But the characters really won me over. I got so attached to Shin in particular, but also Mina. I feel like the lessons she learns are really important and relevant to people of all walks of life, especially teenagers. And she's really self-assured. Even though she doesn't have everything figured out, she's confident in herself and who she is, and it's awesome to see. The gods are both very powerful and cool to see doing their thing, and also dangerous. Definitely getting some wolf mom in Princess Mononoke vibes from some of them. There are some nine-tailed foxes. There's also sort of a Haku vibe from Spirited Away. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot to like here. I think this one would appeal to fans of pure fantasy and fans of romance. You can have both of them in equal measure in this story. And it might even make you more curious about Korean culture and teach you a thing or two about it. If you're looking for more book recommendations, or if you just want to say hi, we would love to hear from you. Get in touch with us. You can DM us on Instagram, you can email us, and of course you can always visit us in person at Field Teen Center. We're located at 1901 Vine Street, and we're open Monday through Friday from 1 to 5 p.m. These hours can change, so for the most up-to-date information, be sure to follow us on social media and check the website. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you find something great to read.